3.
Hi and welcome. I'm Rob Hamrick, the Director of Development and Client Relationships at Stuart Green Law. As always, Stuart Green, our founding attorney, is with us as well. Before we get into today's topic, which is asset protection, Stuart, tell us a little bit more about the practice.
Sure. So Stuart Green Law is a boutique estate planning practice. We focus on asset protection trust, tax planning, multi-jurisdictional estate planning, as well as international planning.
Go ahead and like and subscribe for more content. Let's go ahead and jump right in. What is an asset protection trust and how does it differ from other trusts that are out there?
So an asset protection trust is what's called a self-settled trust, meaning you yourself set it up for the benefit of yourself. You fund it with assets, and then those assets are protected from creditor claims. So that could mean lawsuits, negligent suits, malpractice suits, really any type of lawsuit. Divorcing spousal claims, that's a big thing. A lot of people historically have just used prenups or postnups, but now more and more people are using these self-settled asset protection trusts because they're stronger. Bankruptcy can be another thing that these assets are protected from, and any other type of legal risk, really.
So you're saying that these are essentially a self-benefiting trust, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So that's a unique way to look at it, and it's probably something a way we don't usually describe it, but that's exactly what it is. Like you said, self-benefiting. So you set it up for the benefit of yourself. Historically, you've been able to do that, but only with a revocable living trust. A revocable living trust has no creditor protection. It only allows you to avoid probate, which is incredibly valuable, and people should be doing that. But the asset protection trust is a self-settled, self-benefiting trust. What's unique about it is that it has asset protection from creditor claims.
So it's an irrevocable trust. I think a lot of people worry about that. Are there ways that you could change this trust?
Yeah, so irrevocable historically has had this connotation that once you execute that document, you're locked in. There's no way out of it. There's no updating it or anything like that. And that really was the case for many decades, if not longer. But one of the things that we've seen an advent in modern trust planning and trust laws are what is called a trust protector. And a trust protector allows for a lot of flexibility with an irrevocable trust. So it's essentially a super trustee. You'll hear that phrase said. It's a super trustee that allows us to be able to make updates to the trust document, whether there's a change in family circumstances, a change in law. Maybe we need to decant assets, and so that's a term that's used in the trust industry. Decant assets, meaning that you can take assets from that original irrevocable trust and actually move all of them to a already existing irrevocable trust, or maybe it's a new irrevocable trust that you yourself set up. There could be a lot of different reasons for doing that, which I won't go into. Point is, there's a ton of flexibility. This idea that there isn't flexibility, just maybe with strategies of the past, but not with modern trust laws.
All right, we love South Dakota. Our trust, we use South Dakota just because of all the benefits they have. So it's a self-benefiting trust, right? Offers incredible privacy, incredible flexibility, the strong decanting statutes, and South Dakota provides dynasty trust. So my question is, why doesn't everyone have one of these self-benefiting asset protection trusts? It seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, so great question. I think there's a few reasons for this, and I think my answer is probably going to blame attorneys for this. So like you said, we love South Dakota. South Dakota is the premier trust jurisdiction in the U.S. People throughout the world are using South Dakota as their preferred jurisdiction for their trust planning. To your point, there's just a ton of reasons to do that. We're located in Houston, Texas, right? We're licensed in South Dakota. We do South Dakota planning. Most attorneys are licensed in the state where they reside and nowhere else, and that's where they focus on doing their trust planning. Not all states have these self-settled, self-benefiting asset protection trusts. So right now in the U.S., there's only 20 states that offer this. And there's probably only 2, 3, maybe 4 states that have really strong asset protection trust statutes that are even worth setting up a trust in those jurisdictions. South Dakota being number 1, Nevada probably being number 2. So a lot of clients may see something on the internet, or maybe they talk to a friend, they hear this phrase asset protection trust or domestic asset protection trust. They may go into their attorney's office, say in Texas or California, or wherever it is. They'll ask their attorney about it, and just because the attorney's not licensed there, may not have a strong background in it, maybe he or she read an article about it one time, they'll share with the client the little bit that they know and say, you'd have to go find an attorney in South Dakota to do this. It may be more a headache than it's really worth, and so just a lack of familiarity on attorneys' parts is probably what's really driving this, in my opinion. And you don't see a lot of attorneys that are licensed outside of these, like an example, us being in Texas and being licensed in South Dakota. You don't see a lot of attorneys doing that, which I don't understand. But so yeah, I put it on the attorneys for not really spreading the truth about these vehicles that are out there to protect clients from a lot of legal scrutiny.
Yeah, so a lack of familiarity and not enough attorneys, practicing in this specialized area, and then probably, therefore people probably just don't know about it. Such great information today. Thank you so much. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, check us out at stuartgreenlaw.com.